Alright, so there's this YouNower called Just Ryan, and he has a pretty big following on this app called YouNow. He has over 40,000 fans, if I recall. And he ended up messaging one of our good friends on there who is pretty underage. And what he ended up telling her was, "Can you send explicit photo? Can you send me a photo?" She's like, "What kind of photo?" He's like, you know, winky face. And she's like, "No." And he said, "One won't hurt." She said, "No, sorry, boo." And later on, he ended up live streaming and telling her to put duct tape on her face and putting it underwater, putting her head underwater and drowning.
Out of my broadcast, unfan me, put duct tape around your face, throw yourself in the toilet, flush it, wait till it ends up at the other end of the sewage, and then drown yourself in the mud. Stop it. Get the fuck out of my broadcast with your fake ass.
And it was pretty messed up.
Well, I guess basically we're looking at actually, is she partnered? Is she partnered as well?
Yeah, she's partnered.
Okay, so I was about to say we have Just Ryan is partnered with YouNow, so that means they pay him to stream. He gets money for streaming on there. Basically asking an underage girl for explicit photos, and when she refused, pretty much told her to go kill herself. So that's what we're looking at.
That's insane.
Overall.
Keep in mind, this guy's like, what, 30 years old, right? According to one website, 30 years old. He's like married or has a fiance, okay? We were just in the stream, and I figured, like, I don't know how he's like trying to avoid this. I don't know if he just refuses to accept the truth. But like, we were just in the stream, and he was just like saying, you should be thanking me that you now have like 200 viewers versus like 12.
I said that was ridiculous. When we were in his stream.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. It's just like, I don't know. I think this is like the tipping point for you now. If they don't get rid of this guy at this point, then what would they get rid of him for?
Yeah.
Like, this has to be the tipping point. I'm done with this guy. I don't understand how his wife is still with him after this. Like, if I was like a wife of some person or some dude, and he got in trouble for this, and the proof is right there, how are you still sitting in that house? And he also released a video like of him rapping. We can talk about this, kind of separate, but But he also released a video of him rapping. I don't know if you guys want to get into it. And I guess he's going to playlists, and I guess he has a lot of enemies, a whole bunch of them. And so he made a freestyle. In this freestyle, he was saying how he's, well, I don't know if you want to play the audio, but what did he say exactly, Josh? He was saying,
hang on, I'll just give me a second here. I'll go ahead. It's on Twitter.
Is he kind of like Drake? Like, he has a lot of enemies? A lot of enemies trying to drain.
Yeah, no, I mean, not a lot of people like this. Yeah, not a lot of people like this guy. Like, that's super well known.
Him either. Like, there's been a lot of issues with him before.
Oh yeah, there has been a lot of issues.
All right, here's the audio.
Dick to your lips, cause the only thing you saying is way that you playing, homie. See me a playlist, only thing I'm spraying is bullets right through your body. I'm telling nobody, I probably call it right now at 911. Illuminati, I'm sitting to see Bugatti. I know they telling nobody, put fucking 4 needles through your body. Ain't nobody.
Okay, but anyways, he's saying he's gonna bring like a gun, and when he sees people play, he's gonna pa 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 pa, Let's be honest here. I'm sorry, but like, I'm not mad at him for that, because all you guys are still listening to music that involve those type of lyrics. Like, that's one thing I'm not really mad at him about. I think people need to kind of like let go of that, because literally, if you go on Twitter, like, so many of these goddamn YouNowers are crying over the fact that he said those lyrics. Like, get over yourself. Like, stop. He's not gonna do that. And if he does do that, yeah, he's a POS. But let that go and kind of focus more on the porn part of what he did with this, underage chick. But, I just wanted to say that, because that was one thing that was kind of annoying me. To stop. Like, you guys all listen to these type of lyrics anyways. So, this is one thing I kind of want to throw out there.
I want to say this about your comment, Ant, that the lyrics that I listen to, personally, are people who actually live that life. Like, Meek Mill is in prison right now, and I listen to a lot of Meek Mill. Like, it's called street cred, and you sort of have to have the street cred to like spit the bars that, you know what I mean?
What does that have to do? I mean,
It doesn't have to do it.
we're not
It's
saying
just
this guy has street cred. We're not saying this guy
That's
does
what
this
you
for a
technically
living.
just said.
But like, he's just probably saying that as like a metaphor. Like, I'm not even trying to defend this guy
Well,
all
you
this
can't use
much.
the
But like,
metaphor if you don't
I think
have the
people need to
credibility.
like put this music video freestyle stuff to the side. Like, that's not a big of a deal.
I mean,
It's
I
like,
get it.
get
It's
over
like
the, you know.
the issue that he did is bigger than the issue that he's rapping about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Trust me, I
So
do.
for those of you guys who don't know what playlist is, it's like this big social media event where YouTubers, streamers, everybody kind of gets together. So there's a lot of people in one place. So that's kind of where the significance of that comes in. Obviously, I don't take it as like a real threat that he would actually do that. I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, same here.
I still think, it's not really something to joke about, I guess.
oh no.
But
still.
I don't think he would do it, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like, and people are saying, "Oh, he's gonna do this. We should ban him from playlist." Like, no,
Yeah.
no.
I don't believe a word of it, and it's ridiculous. He's a 30-year-old married man rapping about shooting a bunch of underage people and asking underage people for nudes. Like, let's get this guy off YouNow.
I mean, you gotta look at it like this. Like, playlist is a bunch of soccer moms running around with their teenagers, trying to follow a bunch of social media broadcasters or social media influencers, as they like to call it. And like these soccer moms are of course gonna protect their younglings. You know, they're gonna be the mama bears of the situation, and they're gonna want to put an end to this potential threat. Although it might not even be a threat, it's just the potential is there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually gonna mention that too, but you totally just said it. I highly doubt he's gonna do it, but it's also just bad exposure to playlists as well too. If people think, or even like have like that chance of him actually bringing a gun, to playlist. I mean, like, it is just in general bad exposure. Expect also on the side of YouNow as well. It's like you don't want someone on that side promoting gun violence and rapping about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this guy's just in the past, like today alone, with the whole situation with the girl. I mean, we've got him with sexual harassment because he's asking her for nudes, kind of trying to take advantage of her. That's wrong. Telling somebody to commit suicide, that in itself is mind blowing, and I don't know it. This guy just has so much stuff going against him right now. I don't know.
Well, like, saying that, he's had so much stuff, like, against him and said about him already in the past as well, too. Like, he's known for being the guy who does pretty messed up things and say pretty messed up things, all controversial things as well, too. Like, that's how I actually heard of him. Like, I remember hearing Drama, and I was like...
Literally, yeah. Anytime I hear this guy's name, he's involved in something.
Every time.
But is this the tipping point? Is this the
it has.
This
it has to be. It has to be. Like, if YouNow does not get rid of this guy, that's like a slap in everybody's faces.
That's not just a slap in everyone's face. That's a slap in like the freaking society's face, to be honest. Because like, why do so many people with big numbers on social media take advantage of many underage people, or just people who are technically, I'm doing quotations, smaller than them?
Yeah.
Well, this also brings up too, if they don't take him away, that's really stupid of them to not do, because I don't know, me and Ant, I don't know if you guys, Cole and TJ, know him. There's EM3. He was a great live streamer, and they banned him off his site because of controversial things he would like speak of in his live streams. Just like how unfair sometimes can be. And I guess. Yeah, he would live stream it, and I guess they didn't like that whatsoever, and they completely banned him. But he wasn't like bad; he wasn't doing necessarily anything bad, or said anything towards anybody that was awful. Especially like not to tell somebody to kill themselves. That's for sure. He was always against that.
Yeah,
and he was a great live streamer.
Yeah, you would think that all the managers and the company owners and everything, if they saw how consistent these problems were, arising with somebody that they're paying to stream, you'd think that they wouldn't want to pay somebody who's causing all these problems with other streamers and other broadcasters,
Yeah. It's like, is he bringing in enough money to where he could be pulling this shenanigans off? No.
Yeah, no.
Even if he was, he's not bringing in nowhere near enough money to get away with what allegations he has set against him
Yeah.
today.
No, I wouldn't think so either. And I mean, at least personally for me, it seems like they're partnering people left and right. So I mean, what's one less guy? I mean, they've already partnered, you know, multiple other people. Just get rid of them. It's not gonna affect them that much.
I agree.
And like,
I agree.
don't get this wrong either. Whoever's listening, it's like we don't necessarily we never really hated the dude at all in general before. You know, it's just like we're not like just trying to make it like a bash podcast about him. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like it's just what he's done lately, especially now telling someone to kill themselves, which is really hypocritical for him to do because just a few months ago we had a friend named Hannah Stone who took her life, who was another live streamer on YouNow, and he actually like released a video on Twitter saying like, you know, don't take suicide or depression lightly, you know, this is serious, let's all band together on YouNow and be a family, let's be all caring and stuff. And it's like he completely forgot everything he said and then ended up saying this to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, suicide is such a touchy subject too. Like you tell somebody, you know, a couple words can make or break someone's day, and if you tell a person the wrong thing, they can end up hurting themselves after, you know, what you told them. But then again, you might not know they ever did it. You might not know that you were the cause of it, but you know, you just insulting them for no reason can push them over the edge. And if the girl was, say, suicidal at the moment and he told her to do this, that would be considered murder if she were to go through with it. Because you can be accountable for her actions based on your words.
Yeah.
No, totally. Like this
No,
story could be even completely more like messed up. Like she could have been depressed right now as we speak, and like she would probably have felt awful for some reason for not sending him a picture and then him saying all this to her. Like she could have, like, you never know what someone's actually going through, and it's like you should never tell someone to just, you know, kill themselves whatsoever. That's awful.
No. It's not anything to joke about. And then not only is it wrong, but just imagine if you told somebody to take their life and they did it. Imagine how much of a low life you would feel for the rest of your life. Like that's not something that you would ever forget, and it's just so wrong. It's such a wrong thing to do.
And I know he's trying to keep this bad boy image that he has, you know, just like nobody's gonna push him to the edge on his broadcast. You know, it's his house, his broadcast. You know, nobody's gonna come in and tell him what to do. But then again, you have to see there is a line that you cannot cross with people, and telling them to insinuating that you want them to take their life, metaphorically or just directly, it's still wrong, and like you can't do that.
No.
That's the thing too. When you brought up he wants to try and keep his bad boy image, he does really try to keep a bad boy image. Just a few hours ago when me and Anne were playing Fortnite, Andrew said he kind of is trying to be a little bit like Ice Cube. Like he has.
He looks like Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Like, reminds me of
It's
this
like
guy.
Ice Cube and Drake had a love child.
Like Ice Cube has that like mean mug face all the time. That's what he reminds me of. That I feel like Just Ryan always has that face where he just looks pissed off. You know.
Back to the first comment about his lyrics, you know, like Ice Cube can rap those lyrics because he lived that life, you know, and people take him serious about that life. People take Ice Cube serious because he does have a bad boy image, and it's not really an image. He is a bad boy if you look at what he did in the past. But TapTap Just Ryan, whatever we're calling him, he does not have that body of work to where he is a bad boy, you know, and be like, you can be anything on the internet, to be honest. Like I could tell you I'm a giraffe and you might believe I'm a giraffe, you know. It's just, you could be what you want to be on the internet. You can become a persona that you've always wanted to be, and I feel like this is a persona. It's an act.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
What's also kind of irritating too is that he's completely just declining all of the proof that he has like against him. You know, like there's literal. Can someone help me with the word? Literal proof that he's said and done these things, or at least talking back about the whole like sending a nude thing. You know, there's proof that he said this to her and everything like that. And his wife, or fiance, is
I don't know, one of those two.
Sure.
One of those two, but she was on the stream as well, and she totally does not believe any of it, which is kind of like interesting, and he has really loyal fans, right? Really loyal fans that all believe him too. They're like, no, he wouldn't do such a thing. But this kind of brings up about the whole Logan Paul and Shane thing when we talked about it in our last podcast, saying how there are fans who will completely lose sight of what the truth can actually be because they look up to these live streamers or celebrities or famous people on the internet, and they will just completely disown it and not believe the truth.
That was a crazy part for me too. Literally everybody in that goddamn stream was just like agreeing with this guy, saying hashtag you're welcome, following what he said, and like saying, yeah, she's probably a liar. Like, it's insane to me. That's insane. Like, the proof is right in front of you, but you still can't like believe it because you're too like much of a fan of this guy. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how much you try to hide the truth, it will always come and find you, you know? It will always come out. Like, you'll have those skeletons in your closet till the day you die, to be honest, so...
Yeah, no doubt. That was crazy. And everybody in this podcast right now, we all looked at the proof. We saw it. We saw the Snapchat. We saw the video of him rapping. So the proof is there.
I mean, we can show the proof on this like podcast. If you guys go on our YouTube channel, you'll see the video. It's not like we won't air it, but we'll show these videos or pictures. So it's like, well, we might not. You know, I don't know. I mean, if not, we'll just edit this part out.
We'll discuss what we can show, what we can't show, bro.
I mean, we could just blur out her name and show the conversation, and then
her name isn't on there. It's his name, his Snapchat name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to do that, to be honest. Because what if it takes illegal action? You know what I mean? What if it?
We'll just show pictures of him when we're talking about his stuff. We'll show pictures.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just looking out like let's stay out of the trouble. You know.
Yeah, sure.
We can show the moments, the captured moments.
Because look, guys, the storm is just starting. Yeah. The storm is just starting. We might be in the eye of the storm right now, and the worst part is to come, you know? So we don't know really what we're getting into talking about this, but I'm just saying.
That's true. Anyways, I think we talked about everything we can talk about this, but you guys have any final thoughts on what should happen next for this guy, or what you think YouNow should do? Anything at all?
I think they should take him off the site, off the app. Just, he shouldn't be allowed to be on there whatsoever. He's always in drama, always starting something up, and it's getting just out of hand up to this point, especially after telling someone to just like kill themselves for not sending him a picture of her body. That's a low.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think that they should remove him off the app after a certain amount of infractions, dude. He just needs to be out of there. And I mean, especially this tip of the iceberg deal, you have, like I said earlier, sexual harassment towards a minor and telling them to kill themselves. Those are both extremely serious. I don't think YouNow should tolerate that.
I mean, for me, it's not even about the drama that he once was in. It's what he's doing right now. You know, what he has done and what allegations are set against him. You know, it's just, he needs to be off the site. Like, it's not a matter of like if, it's a matter of what should happen, and I feel like this is what should happen.
Yeah,
I agree everything I said. I think that's the clear answer what YouNow should do. That's just our recommendation. If they want to take it, then whatever, but I think that's it.
And just so anyone's listening, I've talked to this girl. I FaceTimed her. She gave us permission to talk about this, so we're good. You know, it's not like we're like being little snakes. You know, I've asked her permission. She said we're good though. We're on the go to talk about it. This is also for you guys here too, just in the Snapchat.
Right on.
Y'all know. Yeah.
Right, do you know the way? Do you know the way, brother?
You found a way.
Found a way. Blah, blah, blah.
All right, I guess that's a wrap for this podcast. So I guess just catch us next time.
Let's get it!